The first part of the demonstration will cover the general pages and portlets. There are 6 new tabs that get added to Clarity 12.1 with the PMO Accelerator. The Sponsor tab, the Portfolio Dashboard, the Program Dashboard, PM Alerts, Project Dashboard, and Issues and Risks. We'll go through each one successively and look at the portlets associated with it. The first tab is the Sponsor tab. It has 3 separate portlets on it. The first one here is the Project KPIs by OBS. It lets you go in and add information associated with a project and review at a very high level, a sponsorship level, the progress for each of those particular projects. The filtering is by OBS. I have a very simple OBS here, and underneath the OBS I have one project, and this project we'll look at throughout the demonstration today. It's the WB Project 1. And as you can see, at a very high level it shows you alignment, schedule, effort, cost, risk, issues, and change. There's a Project View portlet. The Project View portlet basically gives you the project name, the risk, the cost, and then the schedule. And then finally on this page there's a budget view, projects by budgeted cost, which gives you a pie chart of different types of cost. The Portfolio Dashboard tab provides several portlets that analyze the information associated with portlets. The My Portfolio tab shows you portfolios that you might want to select as part of your favorites group of portfolios. They have the plan cost, the approved investment plan cost, the variance, and then the benefits. Then there's to the right of that is a bubble chart that shows you the comparison of investments benefits by goal. Then below that there is a portfolio benefits and costs comparison for each of the portfolios. The next tab is the Program Manager Cost Dashboard. This works by filtering on the specific program and then filtering that program afterwards. As you can see, this particular view provides a high-level view of a program. It shows you the specific projects within the program, and at a very high level will show you the information associated from a cost perspective and a schedule perspective. The first portlet here shows you the cost information, if there's any variance, any risk, the ROI percentage, any other information associated with it. And then it shows you the schedule information associated with the project and the program itself. The next tab is the PM Alerts tab. It shows the performance information associated with a grouping of projects. In this case, you can filter for a set of projects by project manager, by OBS unit, as of a specific date, as of a specific period of time. And I can show any critical late tasks here. I can show the types of issues that I have that I want to monitor and whether they're high, medium, and low. I look at milestones. Staffing information as well can be tracked in this PM Alerts dashboard. In my project dashboard, I can go in and see pieces of information such as my schedule associated with different projects. And what's interesting on this particular portlet is it drills down from the project level down into the specific phases of the project, down into the milestones associated with the project as well. So it drills down from the projects down to the phases and then to the milestones. On the bottom of the page here is a dashboard that looks at cost associated with projects at the project level. And again, you will drill down into the specific phases of the project. I'm going to look at the one I created for this project, for this demo, the WB Phase 1. And it will show me a breakdown of the phases for that particular project. The final tab on the PMO Accelerator page is the Issue and Risk tab. There's two portlets, an Issue Management tab and a Risk Management tab. Issue Management tab specifically shows the project, the issue ID, a category, an issue name, issue description, and it enables you to see the owner, the target resolution date, and a schedule. The Risk Management tab enables you to see both the probability and impact, whether it's above the threshold that we need to look at for specific risks, and key information about the risks as you see here. I can also enable the filter to categorize things that I show on the risk management portlet. The next area we're going to cover in the PMO Accelerator is the dashboard tab under a specific project. This is the WB Project 1 that we created for this demonstration, and it shows you the several dashboards that show you the progress for that particular project related to the dashboard tab. First one shows you the status report, the project status report. This will list out the specific status reports for the project that have been identified. It will show you the overall status, the schedule status, the cost and effort status, and the scope status. We go down, we look at the project baselines. We can see that we can compare the baseline number 1 to the current plan. We can then see that we have a portlet called Actuals by Transaction Type, and the actions by transaction type, in this case there's no actuals, so this one doesn't populate. Then there's a upcoming milestone portlet that shows you the milestones that will be coming up in the next period of time. There's an alerts portlet that shows you the key information associated with the project, whether it's on schedule, what the comparison to the cost is, the risk, the issues and changes, and what stage it's in. And finally, there's a team utilization portlet that shows you how the team is performing associated with the availability. So it compares the supply and demand for the resources on the project. In the PMO Accelerator associated with version 12.1 of Clarity, there are now several portlets that let you analyze the timesheet and timesheet information associated with projects and resources. In this particular case, I'm going to look at the 3 portlets that are available here. There's a timesheet filter page that lets you filter everything on this particular page. Then there's the investment timesheet summary that looks at each project, any pending actuals associated with that project, the posted actuals, and then the total between the two of what the total actuals are. So this gives you the summary of that particular project. If you were to click on the detailed page, the detailed column, it would actually come back and give you the details behind the projects that are reviewed here. And I can expand my filter to look at specific projects on this detail page. I can look at specific resources or specific time periods for timesheets. Another view that is useful for managing timesheets is the pending estimates review. The pending estimates review lets me look at timesheet entries where the the person entering time, has requested an adjustment in ETC based on their original ETC. They realize that they're going to change the time frame and would like to identify that in their timesheet. This pending estimates review enables a project manager to look at that change in estimate and approve and reject that particular estimate. There are several new tabs and portlets associated with the portfolios within the PMO Accelerator in Clarity version 12.1. The scorecard tab is the first one, and we'll talk about the capacity tab, the Resources tab, Financials tab, and a Performance tab. We're going to start here with the Scorecard tab. The Scorecard tab has an overall Gantt chart. It describes the name of the project, its status, its stage, and its overall schedule. There is an Investments portlet that lets you look at the investment, the goals, the key information about that particular investment. And then there's a Financials portlet that enables you to analyze the financials associated with the projects in the portfolio. The Capacity tab lets you look at the capacity of resources on a role level for each of the projects in the portfolio. The first tab is the Resource Gantt, shows you the key information associated with the project and time frame when the roles are going to be utilized and the demand for the role. The Resource Capacity Supply and Demand portlet enables you to look at each of the roles associated with the projects in the portfolio and to look at the comparison of the capacity for those roles and the demand for effort for that role in the portfolio. The Resource tab enables the portfolio manager to review the resource capacity and allocation across the portfolio. As you can see here, it's got the named resources that are being utilized on projects within the portfolio, and then it has columns for each month associated with the capacity, demand, and then the difference between capacity and allocation for that particular month. Also, there's a portlet that describes the overall resource allocation with a list of resources and roles, and then a description by month of the allocation. As you can see, Benjamin Franklin here, later in the year, in this particular portfolio, has been allocated to some projects, and you see some values there for that particular individual. The Financials tab enables me to analyze information associated with the portfolio on a financial basis. This particular portlet in the Financials tab is a capital versus expenses by period. Enables me to look at the projects and look at the breakdown of my expenses and capital by month. Final tab is the Performance tab. Enables me to look at the performance of the information in the portfolio, the projects in the portfolio. First one is the financial performance. It basically looks at the key information associated with the financials. Then there's the key performance indicators portlet that lets me look across all the projects and review the key performance indicators. The following two portlets are available in the PMO Accelerator with version 12.1, and they can be added to the general portlet pages on the general page. They enable you to review the cycle time and the information associated with the templates associated with Clarity. In this case, I'm looking at the template for major IT projects and all the projects that have utilized that template, and then comparing the phase length for each of those projects that utilize that template. As you can see, most of the projects utilize the template standard, except for the WB template, WB Demo 2 project. In this case, the planning phase is a little longer, and in the deployment and quality phase, the WB Project 1 is longer. Also, there is a portlet that enables you to look at the status of the different phases within the project lifecycle. So I can look at my 3 projects that have utilized this particular template, and I can compare what's happening within the different phases. There are several reports that are delivered as part of the PMO Accelerator with Clarity version 12. I'm going to show you a few of the ones that look relevant. The first one is the project storyboard. It shows you the key information about the project, the start and finish date for the project. There's a section about labor effort, financial performance if you use that area, information about current risks and issues, and then a project analysis page. The next report is capacity versus demand by resource. It shows you the monthly capacity for each resource, and then shows you the demand for that particular resource in each month. Another useful report for resource analysis is one called the Resource Forecast Utilization Report. It shows you the comparison of the available hours compared to the allocated hours, and then compared to the assigned hours by month. Then it has a detailed table of those hours described in the table above. Finally, there's a detailed timesheet detail report, and that's for every individual. It shows the status of each of the timesheets and the number of hours for each of the timesheets as well.